Hi friends. As promised far too long ago, and thanks for your patience, I am pleased to present Backtracking through Metroidvania, my attempt to define the Metroidvania genre and explain its origins and evolution. Let's start at the top. What is a Metroidvania game? This phrase is a portmanteau of the series titles Metroid and Castlevania, and describes a large, seamless game world in which players proceed non-linearly. In this world, one requires various items or abilities to reach previously inaccessible areas. Leveling and role-playing mechanics are a key part of the formula too. The glue across all of this is a rich story that provides a reason for the character's exploration and return to previous areas. To understand what a Metroidvania game is, we must understand what it is not. Consider 5 of the greatest platformers prior to Metroidvania titles: Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, and Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, and Atari's Pitfall. Each of these games do contain a large interconnected world. You certainly explore these wonderful worlds thoroughly. You acquire power-ups. There is some story, although it is light. However, everything is linear. You clear a level and there is no looking back. There is not an area, for example, that you need a mushroom or fire flower to go back to. Even in Super Mario 3, you do use power-ups to go back to various levels in the overworld. However, the levels are discrete and not interconnected. Similarly, folks often ask me if The Adventure of Link is a Metroidvania game, and the answer is it is not. This is because the game's levels are not interconnected and remain discrete, like Super Mario Bros. 3. Don't get me wrong, these more traditional side-scrolling platforming and role-playing games are also outstanding, just different from a Metroidvania. It is with this context that we realize even from their first installments, Castlevania and Metroid presented something totally new to gamers. In the original Castlevania, released in September 1986, the world was already interconnected and the sense of story was there with a cinematic presentation, famous monsters, and a huge castle tying it all together. However, the backtracking was not present and item and role-playing elements were light. However, Metroid, released a month earlier in August 1986, defined the Metroidvania genre concept solidly right out of the gate. Samus Aran, the game's protagonist, could in fact backtrack and use power-ups and abilities both to enhance strength and to revisit areas previously inaccessible and to accomplish new things. The story of space pirates attacking the Galactic Federation and the quest to destroy the ultimate enemy, Mother Brain, was also quite robust, especially by 8-bit era standards. Castlevania II, released a year later in August 1987, learned from Metroid's innovations and now became much more similar in style and presentation. Now, you could explore the world map non-linearly. There were many more merchants, villagers, and characters for you to interact with as part of a bigger story. There was an experience rating system. Finally, there was a more robust whip and inventory system that truly felt RPG-like. In 1994's Super Metroid, Nintendo further polished its genre formula. The game now included a much larger map, including more secrets, an inventory screen, an auto map that filled in as you explored, a heads-up display, and a much wider variety of items and abilities. In 1997's Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Konami matched Super Metroid's innovations, providing a similarly larger map, events that you could only trigger based on certain advancement, and even a second game portion where one map is revisited upside down. Abilities were significantly augmented, including shape-shifting, and many of Metroid's innovations like the auto map and display were added. Symphony of the Night went even deeper than Metroid on the role-playing elements, with multiple stats for Alucard, the protagonist, including hit points, magic points, hearts, strength, constitution, intelligence, and luck. The game also had an XP and leveling up system. The game also featured secrets and the ability to summon new enemies based on achieving certain objectives. Castlevania and Metroid continued to develop their Metroidvania formula with their subsequent titles, but most of the concept we know and love today was set in its mature form with Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night. Like any subgenre, once you know what a Metroidvania game is, you will realize how revolutionary these seemingly small differences in gameplay and structure are, and you will see the genre's imprint everywhere. Popular Metroidvania games you may know and love that follow exactly the formula we have reviewed together include Dead Cells, Hollow Knight, Bloodstained, Guacamelee, Ori and the Blind Forest, Salt and Sanctuary, Cave Story, and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. However, if we go beyond strict genre definition and made a heavily influenced by Metroidvania list, that would require many more names, including everything from modern Zelda titles like Ocarina of Time, to Dark Souls, and well, I could go on forever. Let's leave it at the fact that the Metroidvania genre is hugely important, and its influence on subsequent game design since the original games 36 years ago, Super Metroid 28 years ago, and Symphony of the Night 25 years ago is inestimable. I hope this brief overview has given you a bit more color on what Metroidvania games are, if you had not heard of them or appreciated a fun refresher, and I hope it energizes you to play a new Metroidvania title soon that you may not have tried. Have a great day.